For a minute there, I thought it was going to be another one of those perfect days. And so much of the day was so good. I don't know if you watched the video earlier today with Bradford Ferguson, but he broke huge news. The news takes Tesla's earnings in 2024 up by at least $1 a share. I'll talk about that more in a minute. Elon has been cleared of anti-Semitism by the ADL and by multiple leaders in the Jewish community, including Benjamin Netanyahu. But he had to go out and create a ruckus in that community again today. As someone who hates anti-Semitism with a passion, I think that this was a thin reed to bust Elon on, but nevertheless, he is the headline today on Drudge. Not that I look at Drudge very often because it's so biased, but the stock did fall off during the regular hours and continues to be down in the pre-market. Bonds were down more in the pre-market after being down today in the regular market, and equities are currently mixed. So this is Randy Kirk. In case you didn't know that, please hit like, subscribe, and notify. Here's what's going to be happening over the next couple of days. Holy mackerel, what a lineup. Tomorrow, regular show in the morning. Tomorrow around noon, I'll be doing a show on the new stock market narrative. Probably, that's my plan, or one of several shows that I've lined up with Brian Wong, but those might take until Saturday, Sunday. He and I are researching the hybrid story, because that's a big story right now. The utility story, that's breaking and nobody's paying attention to it. And the distributed compute story, which of course was a headline a few days ago, but which kind of just died. And it's a bigger deal than that. And Brian Wong, of course, is the guy that knows so much about it. All those coming up in the next few days. And of course, tomorrow night, Larry Goldberg is the co-host on the Good News Friday show. And in one more show note, Brad Ferguson is going to be my regular co-host on Good News Thursday. And for Wednesday's Good News, I've lined up Jeff Lutz. So now we've only got Tuesday to fill. I'm trying to figure out who that might be. But I think having those folks on the list that we now have working and helping this channel, I think we have the most powerful Tesla and financial news show by far. And I haven't even got Tuesday filled yet. Let's see what we can put there. Anyway, let's start with the Lathrop story. Basically, something I predicted a while back, as did Bradford Ferguson. Why not take that facility to 80 gigawatt hours instead of 40 gigawatt hours? You have everything you need right there. It's not a big deal to increase the output in that facility or to make it a little bigger. Bradford had suggested this earlier, and then he went back up there a few weeks ago, and he says when he was looking at the building, he realized, that's exactly what's going to happen. So this will double the profit as fast as they can get it fully ramped. And Bradford talked in the video earlier today. You can go back and take a look at it as to what the limiting factors seem to be to getting it 100% ramped up to that 80 gigabytes. And then if we're conservative, that's going to be about $4 billion in sales additional to the $4 billion. So I was already predicting, I'm sorry, that's not sales, that is profits. I was already predicting $4 billion next year out of the overall Megapack business and Powerwall business. Now we'd be talking about potentially doubling that to $8 billion. Let's say we are conservative. We say it only adds a little over $3 billion in next year's numbers. That would be $1 per share. If you use $6 billion as the total output for 2024, or that in a little bit, we're about $2 a share at a 75 PE. That means that Lathrop is worth $150 all by itself at a 75 PE. And why wouldn't it have a 75 PE at the growth rate that it has right now and an unlimited TAM? And yes, there's competition, but so much TAM that the competition is really irrelevant, at least so far. And this is something that the guys on Wall Street could put on a spreadsheet and, all of a sudden they could be able to value this appropriately. Anyway, okay, let's talk about Elon and what he said. He says, well, he was commenting that something he saw was the actual truth. Now, it turned out the person who put the little video up and made a comment about it I haven't dug into this, but some people are saying that he's a Nazi. Absolute loves Hitler or something. Well, Elon didn't dig in to see who was actually posting, but he was just going with the information that he was looking at. So what you had was a video of a father talking to his son about the online hatred that the son is spewing, and he's calling him out for this horrible rhetoric. So then the ex-user dismisses the video, not Elon, the particular user, I don't know his name. He dismisses the video and says, Jewish communities have been pushing the exact kind of dialectical hatred against whites that they claim to want people to stop using against them. Now, the problem with that sentence right there is Jewish communities. Not very nuanced, is it? Now, if it had said Jewish communities like the ADL or something a little more specific, or communities various communities, progressive communities, including the ADL. I mean, something like that would have been so much better. Anyway, this guy goes on to say that, there's a problem, okay, with this whole DEI thing that's going on, and the fact that it is discriminating against white people, as well as being prejudicial, as well as hateful. So Elon said, hey, that's the truth. You have said the actual truth. So I can easily argue that this is way too pithy of a response. I think if he was compelled to respond, he could have used a lot more nuance. So here's what Ian Miles Chong on X said, way better than I could. If you're spending all your if he's saying this to the folks that are trashing Elon right now, if you're spending all your waking moments trashing Elon Musk for anti-Semitism because he had the audacity to criticize progressive Jewish organizations for their anti-white policies, but you remain completely silent about actual anti-Semitic politicians and groups, it's transparently clear where your priorities lie and you're not actually a serious person. Anyway, and then Elon can also say it quite well himself. He says, and at the risk of being repetitive, I am deeply offended by ADL's messaging and any other groups who push de facto anti-white racism and anti-Asian racism or racism of any kind, he said. He says, I'm sick of it. Stop now. One last note, none of these screaming at Musk about this post are arguing he's incorrect. They're just name calling and association calling. Not one of them said, oh no, there's no anti-white behavior taking place in our schools and universities. Not at all. Okay, so anyway, all right, off of that for now, on to every one of the fossil fuels were down today almost 5%, from oil to natural gas to gasoline, all down almost 5%. And looks like oil might be going back into the 60s. I said that earlier today, and it still looks like that might happen. Quick note, the Starship launch is now going on Saturday. There was one part that needed to be fixed, and so now they've moved it to Saturday. Trueflation has this on, they are on X, by the way. If you are active on X, I would recommend you follow them. So this is Walmart's CEO now says, U.S. might be managing through a period of deflation in the months to come. CEO Doug McMillon said deflation could be coming as general merchandise and key grocery items such as eggs, chicken, and seafood get cheaper. This is a second major national grocery chain, Costco being the first, our general products chain, Costco being first. Costco said not just deflation, but I'm sorry, he did say deflation. That's right. Second one to say deflation could be coming, not just disinflation, but deflation. Meanwhile, Trueflation's index popped up back over slightly over 3, I think to 3.01 or something. Basically, though, due to increases in food and non-alcoholic beverages, it's been a very small increase. All right, where are the markets now? Let me get my thing here. Okay, let's take a look. We have Tesla is down 174 in $1.74 in the pre-market. That is it was down more. So it is actually moving upward in the pre-markets right now compared to where it was. And now let's go ahead and look at these other numbers. What we have is the pre-market on the Dow is up $10. S&P is up $1.25. So virtually nothing. I mean, and the NASDAQ is down 11. So all of them are close enough to break even, not to be really setting any trends. We have got the Bitcoin back down again now. Man, back down to 36,139. We have got the dollar steady, and we have got gold prices down a little bit, but staying right in there, that 1970, 1980, right in that range. And then we've got oil up slightly, but still at $73 as we talk right now. And at $73, it is, the way the trend is, I would look for it to go maybe into the 60s. Then we have the bonds down another almost full. Well, okay, right now it's only 0.6 of a basis point, sitting at, this is a 10-year now, sitting at 4.439. So we're still less than 20 basis points, like 19 basis points away from my number of 4.25. I think we're going there. Let's look at the 2-month. The 2-month is up slightly at 5.425, and the 2-year is down even, like, let's not even call it down. It's at 4.832, making it exactly 40 basis points higher. So in terms of the inversion, that's kind of where it's been. It's kind of in the middle of the 3 to 5 range, 30 to 50 range that it has been in for quite a while now. Okay, so yeah, I didn't talk at all about this guy. Numbers are still high. The numbers on now, I don't know, maybe some of you guys are going over there to Amazon, which is fine to buy this, but my Amazon numbers are way up. It is $5 or $4.95 higher on Amazon to buy it there. But, for some people, that's just more convenient to get it there, use your credit card, etc. And I don't take credit cards. So, but if you haven't bought your Cybertruck bottle opener yet, by the way, I am currently out of the camo rather. I will have those probably I'll be shipping again a week from Monday, because I had to place an order. It's going to take almost a week to get here. So probably a week from Monday, I will begin shipping camo again. So if you're looking for, place the order now, just know that it's going to take me a little longer to ship that. And then, 25 for 1, 45 for 2, 65 for 3, and $220 for 10, and $400 for 20. And believe it or not, I got my first order for 20 the other day. So there you go. The numbers have been huge this week. Don't know whether that's because the Cybertruck is coming out, whether it's Christmas, whether it's both. I don't care. Just keep sending the orders and then join Patreon. Love to have you be part of Patreon. And if you join at the $10 level, you can get one of those for free. It's been slow on the Patreon front. So if you've been thinking about joining Patreon and you've got the $5 a month or the $10 a month, I want you to have that $5 or $10 a month without even thinking about it. It's got to be like $5 a month. What do I care? $10 a month. What do I care? I support several people on Patreon because I got $5 or $10 a month that I don't care. It's good. It's all right. I can support them because it's okay. So if that's your case, that's where I'd like to have. That's when I would like to see you participate Patreon. And we did put up 2 stories today because there was breaking news that was valuable enough to put up. All right, that's all I got for you right now. I will see you bright and early in the morning, and then hopefully all day long you'll be checking in. It's Randy Kirk. I did it again. I forgot to put up the card for Bradford. Actually, I'm going to stick it up earlier than this. If you've gotten this far, there's only 3 of you left, so I'm going to throw that card up like 3 minutes ago instead of now. Hopefully, folks that were interested will be able to do that. All right, that's all I got, and I'm out. It's been great.